Hey, what a piano at, shout it. Y'all ain't never seen a dope boy play the piano and rap at the same time. Hey, let me show you something. You left me right like this, nigga. Did. I'm 22 and I'm bet in the game. Say I'm a super cool, still a threat at the same time. Rhyme about the times I invested in cane, flesh and pain, every aspect of the game. I'm the answer to your prayers if you're praying for change. So how dare you compare us and say we're the same? When I'm climbing the ladder, they stuck in the same mind frame. They accomplishments are nothing to gain. But visually see I'm out of your range, except this rose gold glow from my wrist and my chain. I entertain young niggas who slang like a picture, no frame. See it simple and plain. My shit bang, spit flame, put niggas to shame. Flow so insane, lyrics sick in the brain. Now you can't mention my city unless you mention my name. TMP, I'm the main. Hey, you don't want no trouble with me, just be easy. The drama ain't nothing to me. Before you're having problems, just breathe. Hey, you ain't worth dying, believe it. You don't want your mama to grieve. Well, mind your business, don't bother the G. Swear you're stunned, but you're friend to me. Behind the scenes or behind your breeze. You can't get kissing ass when I came to leave. Set the standard for Atlanta, rearrange the lead. Okay, so what the fuck is fame to me? I've been partners since kindergarten, use a lame to me. I give the niggas what they came to see, a reflection of the be. As you can see, it ain't no change in me, and you won't meet another nigga off the chain as me. I'm so fly, no lie, don't deny it, you feel. So inspired by my style, decide to try it yourself. But you won't meet nobody, rate this high as myself. The checks you waiting on homes, I can sign them myself. Told gas, drove, smoke that, now I'm high. Seats way back in the Maybach, I ride through the streets of the west side. I slap five and throw dubs, show love, nigga hate me. Hey, be easy. Hey, you don't want no trouble with me, just be easy. The drama ain't nothing to me. Hey, be easy. Before you're having problems, just breathe. Hey, you ain't worth dying, but just be easy. You don't want your mama to grieve. Well, mind your business, don't bother the G. Swear you're stunned, but you're friend to me. Behind the scenes or behind your breeze, be easy.
What it is, pimp? TIP, trap music, understand that? Grand hustle, pimp. Hey, what's happening to me? Let's ride out, homie. Hey, what it is, man? DSC, Pimp Squad, Click, y'all. Hey, be easy. Hey, stay down. Keep it pimpin'.
Salute, and welcome. Welcome back to the Black Ocean Announcement. We're getting deep in with your host, the one and only great Black Shark. Yes, we definitely have to do this broadcast. It's been long overdue. And before I even get underway, yes, unless you are hiding under a rock somewhere, we all heard the news. Oh, we heard the news. Oh, so sad. Oh, Charlie Kirk has gone on to the land of his clan sisters. Oh, how are we ever gonna survive without the anti-black racist Charlie, formerly Baby T. Kirk? Oh, trust me, I'm gonna get on him at a later date, and I've already said my piece on X. If anybody follows me there, salute to the good brother Black United. I see you, good brother. That bag, get that bag, get that bag. My brother wants everybody to know he's listening in, but he's at work. Salute to you, good man. Man, family, let me tell y'all something. This Charlie Kirk thing, all the white people are crying. All the Sambos and Tethers are fake crying because all they do is try to appease their white, you know what I'm saying, idols. Oh, they shook. I'm going to say this before we get underway with tonight's main subject matter. Expect this to be a back and forth of violence between liberals and conservatives because they both have extremists that are willing to take life over politics. Smart black people are definitely, if you're over here on this platform or any of my platforms, you know to stay out of it. It's not our fight. As long as they don't bring their bullshit towards our communities, it's not our fight. It's going to be an uptick in this. It's going to be a lot more of them doing the exact same thing as far as retaliating against each other, okay? And this is going to be a lesson that a lot of the Tether class and a lot of our own hard-headed Sambos are going to have to learn because I'm just going to say it plain. I've said this for years, even before this happened. If you are comfortable being the only black person in a crowd of white folks at these little events, especially things like this with these political climates the way they are, you're very foolish because you may get caught up in their violence next. So, you know, I'm going to cover Charlie Baby T. Kirk at a later date. And if you're a part of the group community tab, you have seen I have already started going in on him with my particular skill set of AI. Oh, yes. The clapture. That Kirk pack. You see anybody else using the term the clapture, you know where they got it from because that's where he's gone. Okay. Play on the rapture term, well, he got claptured. Okay, but I'm going to leave him alone for now. Oh, trust me, I'm going to deal with him in the future, though. I may do it here on Patreon. I may do it on the main channel, but I'm going to deal with him. All right. But tonight, we're going to deal with some of these myths and lies regarding the city of Atlanta, Georgia. We're going to debunk the whole gay capital myth. We're going to deal with, Atlanta, the capital of HIV and all this other nonsense that I've heard a lot of stupid people saying. And like I said, I try not to go here with this, but tonight we're going to clear this up over here. We're going to have facts, and I'm going to drop sources to everything that I'm giving you so that you can verify it. I've done it from time to time over here on Patreon. But tonight we're going to put everything into perspective, and we're going to explain why these exaggerations are perpetuated by some people in our own community of our own lineage, okay? We're going to get down to brass tacks. All right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play something here, and I'm going to play it without interruption, and then I'm going to address it. And right after we do so, we're going to get down to breaking down some facts here about these particular things because I've sat here and I watched this go on long enough, and being an Atlanta, Georgia native, not a transplant, grew up here, even though I'm a very well-traveled man, I know my city better than anybody that's passing through or anybody that has a bug up their ass about the productivity of black folks here in Atlanta, Georgia. We're going to get down to the bottom of it. So without further ado, family, we're going to get started here, and I'm going to play this without interruption, and then I'm going to address everything that's being said here, and I want to point out something in particular about this particular clip here. So let's get started.
Moved to Atlanta for a job and immediately became celibate after working in a clinic there. So I became certified at my new job for something with a higher title and pay. Now my goal was to be in another state for this job that I really wanted, but I had to go to Atlanta for 6 months to train. My first day on the job was not busy. It was steady, but nothing terrible. The next day, it was a lot of WIC patients, so it was busy. Then my third day, it was busy. So many men and women coming in, getting tested for everything. And most of them was either married or gay. And also, they wasn't even from Atlanta. They had just moved there. I want to say that they literally was not even from Atlanta. They had relocated to Atlanta. So my trainer was the one who they came in to get their test results from. And I kid you not, I hadn't been there 2 weeks. She had told over 200 people they were positive for HIV. They kept a chart and a rough count, which was over 10,000 cases when I was there so far this year. Some were crying, mad. We even had to call the police because they would tear up the room from being so upset. And some, it was like they already knew, they just needed to confirm it. And had already been showing signs of having it. Some were sad because they were as young as 13. I mean, some 13-year-old girls was coming in there finding out they had HIV. I told myself, I will not date while I'm here, and I had ran into some very handsome men, but nope, I knew what I knew. I did my training, I stayed single, and got up out of there because Atlanta, y'all, it can't be a real.
Okay, so I let that play without interruption, and I'm going to get to breaking down all of this that she just said. First and foremost, let me acknowledge some things, okay? I am a person from this city, an Atlanta native. I acknowledge that we definitely have problems here in our city, but I've noticed this pattern when people speak on Atlanta, Georgia. Everybody from all over the place, including of our lineage, got so much to say about this city, just dumping on this city, dumping on the city. And we're going to get to why, okay? We're going to get to why, but, you know, I'm going to see if y'all notice something about that clip I just played y'all. Did y'all notice anything strange? I'm going to check with my audience here. And salute to the Sister V. Mosby, Nisha Murdoch, Sister Stun Zed. I see y'all. Does anybody notice? Did anybody notice something strange about that, what she was reading there? Because we're going to get to dealing with everything she just said, okay? And I'm going to give y'all sources so you can verify this bullshit once and for all. Because, see, I don't mind if somebody's speaking the truth. What I don't like is exaggerations and lies, okay? Did anybody notice something? Oh, man. See, I have a brilliant audience here. Before I even got to it, Tanisha Murdoch, she looked like she was reading something. Now, here's why that's a problem. If it's your own experience, see, when I'm on this microphone, I know a lot of y'all probably can't tell or what have you. You know, I might start going on camera sometime, too. But when I'm talking to y'all, I don't have a script in front of me. I don't use a teleprompter. If I'm speaking to you about anything, anytime I do any public speaking anywhere, I don't need cliff notes unless it's something specific that I'm not well versed on. So if it's your personal experience, why do you need to read something off a piece of paper? You see what I'm saying? See, this is almost like somebody put her up to do that. And I keep trying to warn some silly black folks about there's a lot of jealousy over this city of Atlanta, Georgia, for many reasons. It's not the gay capital nor the HIV capital. I'm going to get in some hard facts and numbers. I'm going to prove everything I'm saying here, okay? It is the entrepreneurial black hub of America. It definitely is that, followed behind D.C., Houston, okay? A couple other cities, but we're definitely on top of the game as far as that. We are in a better economic position to fight back against gentrification. And furthermore, to deal with this whole thing where she was talking about, oh, she didn't want to date nobody while she was down here. Let me tell you why a lot of the women say that, because we're going to get to why the men say the bullshit they say. A lot of women that come down here from other places, the reason why they say what she said, it ain't got nothing to do with no HIV or none of that. They come down here with bad attitudes. And let me tell you something. Southern hospitality, we got it for you all day down, all long down here. But if you come down here with a fucked up attitude, people will treat you like you don't exist. So what happens is they come down here with them attitudes and brothers like, oh, no, baby. No, we ain't going for that. Hey, you cute and all of that, but you're not going to come down here with a fucked up attitude and we deal with you. So most of the black men will just gravitate towards the women down here that got some sense. Now, let's get to why the men have such a problem. And I say this, with no shame. Let me tell you something right now. Shout out to everybody, no matter where you're from in here. But one thing about brothers from Georgia, any part of Georgia, if your women come down here, brother, most of us are hardworking men. Most of us have family values intact, even in 2025. I'm not saying we're perfect, but look, if you're trying to get, I know several sisters over the years. I ain't gonna put their business out here, but that was contacting me about things that was going on. I told them, I said, well, hey, you need to move back down here to the South. And I know several women, okay? Damn near, I'll say about 15 of them that definitely they came down here and they met their husband down here, okay? I ain't putting their business out there. They will have to give me permission to do that. But they are very happy and very stable here in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay? A lot of the dudes, they're jealous because their women do have an affinity for Georgia men. If they come down here and see, for one, they're like, okay, as long as I treat this brother right, he gonna do right by me. All right? And I'm not saying all the men down here are perfect. Let me reiterate that. But for the most part, if you're a single sister and you fairly in shape, you got something going on, you ain't got no fucked up bitch ass attitude, you can get you a good husband down here in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, I'm going to deal with that whole, all the black men are gay down here. First of all, if you talk to any Atlanta, Georgia native, male or female down here, the heterosexual people don't have no problem finding each other. I'm going to tell you some things I want you to look up for yourself. Out of most of the places here in America, did you know that we have the highest heterosexual marriage rate? Oh, but I thought we were the gay capital, though. Oh, don't worry. We finna get to these facts in a minute. We definitely are. But I'm going to run down a short list of why you hear a lot of people talking shit about this place. Because it's very crazy and it's very weird. I've noticed this over a couple of years, all right? And it's been a while since I've spoken on this. Also, the cost of living is 30 to 33% cheaper down here in the state of Georgia. And even in 2025, with all this craziness going on in the economy. If you come down here, you can still get a very sizable house down here between $200,000, $300,000 that are a lot bigger than the houses in these overpriced rat holes up north and out west. So a lot of them resent that. A lot of them resent that they come from places with high crime and shit. You don't have a lot of that down here in Georgia. You got to go looking for it. All right. It's not a utopia, but you got to go looking for shit down here. All right. Nobody's scared to go outside and check their mailbox down here. We ain't living in places where we got to be ducking bullets every 5 minutes. Even though this city has its problems, it is not as bad as where a lot of people come from. A lot of the transplants, okay? Now, let's also deal with this whole thing about the HIV. Let's get to that. Those numbers didn't start spiking until a lot of these transplants started moving here, okay? And I ain't just talking about the tether class. I'm talking about the transplants of our lineage too. When Hurricane Katrina hit, a lot of people migrated from Louisiana over here and they never went back. And they brought their culture and their diseases with them. Okay, we're going to tell the whole truth about this shit tonight. I'm going to back up every damn thing I'm saying. A lot of these people that have such an issue with my city that have come from New York and other places like that, much respect to all the brothers and sisters that come out here and show love because they do for the most part. All right. But that disrespectful shit, it don't last long down here. Now, the people that have come down here and they got so much to say. Here's the question I always ask people when they start talking about just Atlanta. First of all, some people can't even pronounce my city right. Some people say Atlanta, and I'm like, Atlanta. There's a T in the motherfucker, okay? There's two of them. Atlanta, okay? Two T's, not Atlanta. All right, for the motherfucker that pronounce my city that way. Now, you come down here, one of the things that I have noticed that has stood out to me, they never ask themselves this question. If it's so bad somewhere, if you go to any restaurant, the food is just fucked up. The service is awful. And then you say, okay, I don't like this restaurant. You leave and you say, I'm going to try another franchise. And you go try the same franchise, same fucked up food, same fucked up service. Do you keep going back and spending your money at a place that you don't like? Case in point, people are moving down here. Native Atlanta people are not moving out of this city and going to where they're from. They're coming here faster than we're leaving here, okay? Most of our people do not leave here. We got our issues and problems, but most people own a good bit of economic real estate down here. Most people got their businesses down here. Most people have decent jobs here. Most people own land. And I'll tell you something else. Georgia is one of the places, even though we have our battles with these folks down here, because the white supremacists are always trying to sabotage, We own a lot more land than most of these people that have to run away from their state. Yeah, I'm going to call it what it is. We're going to get this shit straight tonight. Okay? So if this place is so bad, you can fucking leave. Nobody's got no signs up saying, please come down here. Nobody's begging anybody to come to this city, okay? It's like you came here, you can get the fuck on up out of here and won't nobody miss you. All right? So I just want to make sure we get that ran down first, all right? Now, let's get into these facts. Oh, because I love facts, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I'm finna give y'all some information that people don't talk about. Oh, yeah, all that Atlanta, the gay capital bullshit. Let me go ahead and put my sources in here because I want you to be able to verify everything that your brother's saying. I don't like just saying things, just pulling out the crack of my ass. Ooh, no. Do not do that. Let me get you my source here. I'm going to put this in the chat. I'm going to put each of these sources in the chat about 3 times before this broadcast is over, okay? We're going to run down the gamut of everything that I'm showing you. I want you to be able to verify this so when you hear this ignorance, you can choose to challenge it and say, wait a minute, that's what you feel. But the numbers don't suggest that. So, per the World Population Review, all right, that's source number 1, and it's in the chat room. I want to bookmark these sources because I'm going to give out a couple of them tonight to back up what I'm saying. Top 10 cities by LGBTQ population. Let's look at this, shall we? The 10 gayest cities in America are, number 1, as I've been saying for years, San Francisco, California. Santa Rosa, California. California's on here a couple of times, ain't it? Seattle, Washington. Boston, Massachusetts. Oh, we finna tell this truth over here tonight. Yes, we are. Oh, we finna tell it. Man, hold on. Let me go ahead and back to business. Let me take that back. I didn't go down the list. My apologies. We're gonna go down this whole list. Seattle, Washington. You got Boston, Massachusetts. Portland, Oregon. Miami, Florida. Yes, Miami. Albuquerque, New Mexico. San Diego, California. New York City, New York. Yes, New York City, New York. I'm going to come back to New York and San Francisco and make another point. And I guarantee you anybody can prove me wrong on this if you can. Number 10, Portland, okay? Let's talk about New York and San Francisco. Now, Atlanta has a gay pride parade here, but you know what you won't see? Oh, and let me throw Vegas in this too. I can't forget about Vegas, even though it's not on the list. I guarantee you when they throw their pride parade, they ain't running around the streets butt-ass naked like up there in New York and over there in San Francisco and Las Vegas. I guarantee you won't see that shit. Oh, no. You got to be in private places like that to see that kind of stuff. Now, every now and again, you might have some weirdo do some dumb shit or what have you and get their ass arrested. But for the most part, we don't have that type of debauchery, okay? Let me explain something further before we get on to our other facts here about why a lot of gay people like to come to this place, okay? Because many of them, every state has gay people, okay? But the reason why the numbers got so high, it's the same thing for the reason why the straight people come down here, all right? One, when the gay people come down here in the LGBTQ community, men or women, for the most part, as long as you don't call yourself trying to force yourself on nobody that's not gay, you don't do nothing to nobody's child, don't nobody bother you down here. People like, okay, you gay, that's your business, you do what you do. They have their own little areas of the city, they got their own clubs. Straight folks got our own little areas and we got our own little spots. Now, we definitely cross paths in public places, supermarkets, malls, etc. But hey, for the most part, ain't no problems, man. The violence, if you look at it, is mostly between them and their own community, or unless one of them try to fool somebody or something, man. I'm going to say this. A lot of people don't like it when you say it. Down here, if you get yourself in that situation, you went looking for it. It ain't hard to tell. It is not hard to tell who's who down here, okay? So if you go down here, the gay people, you're looking for them. Because, gay folks and straight folks don't really hang out like that down here as far as like the nightlife areas or anything like that. We really don't, okay? So if you're looking for something in any city, you're going to find it. Now, let's give another fact about the gay community, okay? I'm going to tell the whole truth. The other reason they come down here is, say what you want, gay people down here, I guarantee you that they got their paper straight a lot more than a lot of straight people that's talking about them. One thing about Atlanta, Georgia, people talking about gay folks, let's tell the whole truth. They are not broke, okay? I'm talking about black gay folks. I ain't talking about white. They are not broke. Believe me when I tell you. They have professional jobs. They're business owners. They riding clean, and they living in very nice homes, okay? So let's talk about that part of gay folks. See, I'm like this. Instead of worrying about the wrong thing about what somebody's sexual orientation is, unless you're trying to catch some, because I believe a lot of these people are secretly in the closet, male and female, that's got all this stuff to say about gay folks in Atlanta. Unless you're trying to catch something down here, you better be worrying about getting your economics right. I will give them credit. Most of them come down here and they get busy getting their economics popping, okay? Just like the heterosexual community, all right? So that's something else a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to Atlanta, Georgia, and the whole gay capital thing, all right? So again, I put that one source in the chat. We ain't done yet, though. Oh, we're going to go through many sources over here tonight and debunk a lot of bullshit. Oh, yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're finna get to the next thing over here, okay? Yes, we are. All right, so hold on. Let me go down here. Make sure y'all can see this. This is also for the World Population Review, the link that I just put in the chat there 3 times. Let me know if you need me to put in there again for anybody that's coming in here new. I'm going to read you a portion of this. And again, you can find all of this in the link. I'm going to let y'all see this for yourself. We just going to run through it to get these facts cleared up. Demographics and distribution. According to the Tax Policy Center, same-sex couples are more likely to be of working age and are more likely to live in major metropolitan areas and coastal states. This holds true for 9 out of 10 cities, especially the gayest city in the United States, San Francisco, California. There are approximately 13,220 married same-sex couples in San Francisco, about 1.52% of the city total population, okay? With the nicknames Gay Capital of the World and the Gay Mecca, San Francisco is one of the most important cities in the history of LGBTQ rights alongside New York City, okay? So I'm giving y'all the facts on this. We're not done. New York has the highest number of married same-sex couples with 13,892, okay? But this only encompasses 84% of New York's total population. As you see, this is per 2025 World Population Review stats, okay? This isn't outdated information. Ain't nothing I'm going to show you over here tonight is going to be outdated. I'm going to give you current numbers, current facts. We're going to put this bullshit to bed over here tonight. See, I don't have a problem with people telling the truth, but that shit, that little bullshit, gay capital and all this other disparaging shit, that shit ain't cute no more to me. This run its course. So now, those of you that are over here, you're going to have a comprehensive guide to debunking the bullshit, all right? We ain't done yet, though. Oh, no, we are just getting started over here. Let's take a look at this, shall we? Yeah. Uh-oh. Doctors warn that HIV still runs rampant across Louisiana. Well, damn. You don't say. Now, I'm scrolling up because I want you to see when this article was published. This was published June 27th of 2025. In fact, the business, let me go ahead, put this article in the chat room. See, I'm going to give you sources over here tonight. Oh, yes, we are. We're going to get everything over here lined up so that everybody can be clear on everything that I'm saying, okay? Hold on. Let me put this in here 3 times because, see, I'm going to give you all the information you need to challenge this ignorant bullshit because see, when you get the line on people, man, and I've given people a pass on this, there are certain individuals, one particularly in Louisiana, it's always got a bug up his ass about my city. I'm like, no, you might need to be worried about what's going on over there in your community, in your state, in your city. That's probably what you need to do. There's a scripture that said, before you try to extract the straw out your brother's eye, you need to extract the rafter out your own eye so you can see more clearly I'd extract the straw from your brother's eye, okay? Oh, we finna get this shit straight. We ain't done yet, though. No, we are not done. We are just getting started. I'm finna show y'all something else here, okay? Everything that I'm showing you again, this is gonna be current information. We're not gonna show you nothing that's outdated. We finna show you everything that's up to date here, okay? So let's read this article, all right? A portion of it. According to the Louisiana Department of Health, all right, because we going to get our sources straight over here. Our state, or their state, ranked 4th in the nation for HIV diagnosis rates. Okay, this is current information. What was once seen as a death sentence is now a condition people can live fulfilling lives with. However, HIV can still take a toll on your life, so protecting yourself is key. About 1.2 million people live with HIV in America. Out of all of those, 87% knew that they were positive. So there's about a 13%. Okay, now keep in mind all these numbers that we're finna read. So there's about a 13% that do not know that they're HIV positive. And that counts for about 150,000 people. That's a large number of people who could transmit disease because they just don't know they have it. Infectious disease doctor, Dr. Carlos Chuchino, I guess, said. Okay, so you hear doctors quoting all this. We're finna go through numbers. We're going to cite professional sources on this. Everything's going to be up to date. HIV has been around for decades, and many people have seen that what toll it takes can take on people's lives. Yet some people still choose not to practice safe sex and believe that medication will protect them 100% of the time. Okay, pretty foolish if that's one of them people. And with your life at your own risk, okay, you can't tell some people something. Some people have to learn the hard way. Don't believe fat meat is greasy. Nonetheless, pre-exposure prophylaxis. Well, those people who are on PrEP have to be tested every so often because the protection is not 100%. So we want to be sure that they are not being mistreated with HIV or going on whenever they are supposed to be taking medication that might not be the most effective. And this per Dr. Chochino, I can say that right. In Lake Charles, the Common Street Clinic offers affordable testing for sexually transmitted diseases. So don't suffer in silence because there are resources out there to help you for long and meaningful life. Okay. See, we going through this for a reason. Trust me, all of this is going to connect together because I ain't done it. We're going to run down a whole bunch of different places here regarding the information. Hold on. Let me make sure I finish. All right. With treatments that we have now against HIV, it is a chronic disease, not the deadly one that used to be. Dr. Chochino said, and again, you see, this is 2025. This was written. All right. I don't want nobody to say, oh, there's old information. Oh, no. We don't do that over here. I address something, I'm going to give you current information that I want everybody to be able to use, all right? So we ain't done yet. We got to keep it rolling, okay? Let's see. The next source, see this? I want y'all to see this on the screen here. Let me put my next source in here. We're going to break it down over here tonight from the arrow to the motherfucking zero. We are. All right, next source I'm finna give y'all here is Legacy from the Legacy Community Health Center, all right? Let me get that one so I can add on in here in the chat. Here we go. Okay, hold on. Right, there we go. I'm gonna put this one in the chat 3 times. All right, yeah. I'm gonna hit y'all with Uma. I'm putting everything in here 3 times. I surely am. Yeah. And trust me, I'm gonna get back on him too. I haven't forgotten about him. I'm just waiting for everything to wrap up so that we, can see what the exact outcome of that is going to be. All right, so let me make sure I got that article in here 3 times for those of you that would like to reference it. More time. Okay, so now we're going to read through this. Legacy responds to Houston, another city that has a rise in HIV and STIs. Okay, yeah. Because we got a lot of people that's so concerned about Atlanta. They need to be concerned with where they're living at, okay? Because there's a lot going on, okay? Oh, it's a lot going on. And I ain't done yet, okay? So let me show you something. As Houston sees a troubling surge in HIV and other sexually transmitted infections, Legacy Community Health is doubling down on its decades-long mission. Passionate, judgment-free care, prevention services for all, okay? So now let's look at what they're saying about Houston here, okay? STI outbreak in Houston. Sexually transmitted infections, STIs, also referred to as sexually transmitted diseases. Okay, that's the other term. I'm like, either or is still bad. I don't think nobody want either one, no matter how you try to classify it. Okay, so there's a surge in Houston, and it's particularly alarming. That's what they say. According to the CDC, not me, according to the CDC and local health authorities, Houston currently has some of the fastest growing STI rates in Texas. Oh, shit, you don't say. But I thought Atlanta was the HIV crisis capital and Oh, the game maker and all of that. Oh, I'm finna make some people look very stupid here. I told y'all, when I get in my bag with something, this is why I tell people, don't get my attention, because I'm gonna make you look crazy. With vulnerable populations being hit the hardest, okay? Let's get into some key statistics. Yeah, this is gonna be some interesting stuff. Oh, we getting some education over here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Key statistics from recent health data include chlamydia. Oh, the clam. Seafood. Clam is the second most reported STI, especially prevalent among young people ages 15 to 24. Damn shame. It's also the only STI where women are diagnosed at higher rates than men. Lord have mercy. Houston. Houston, we have a problem. Gonorrhea. Oh, no. Cases in Texas have increased by 32% over the past 4 years. God damn. With the infection rate, see, I jumped the gun on this. Hold on. Let me scroll up here. With the infection, gaining antibiotic resistance. Now, let's talk about this. You don't need to be a Rhodes Scholar to understand that that's very bad. Anytime any pathogen starts gaining a resistance to antibiotics, that means it's going to develop a complete immunity to it where you can't even use that antibiotic against it anymore. Okay? So this is what's happening. In other words, it's evolving. The gonorrhea is evolving. You have evolving gonorrhea in Texas. Okay? That's what you got while you're worried about Atlanta for the people that pertains to. Okay? It's especially widespread in areas like the medical center downtown and Sunnyside. Oh, we not done. Okay? Because we got to run through these diseases. All right? Syphilis has surged by 79%. With Houston currently experiencing an active outbreak, the rise in congenital syphilis passed from mother to baby during pregnancy is particularly troubling. Yes, it is. Very troubling. HIV infection rates are growing faster in Houston than in any other region in Texas, especially in Montrose, 2nd Ward, and Sitgas. Okay? Oh, man. Damn, say it ain't so. Okay? Yeah, so you know, we ain't done yet, because see, we finna get into these other cities here that have a lot more to worry about than Atlanta, Georgia, okay? Because boy, they just try to, Atlanta's the capital of everything bad in America. We finna debunk that bullshit here tonight. Yes, we are. Because rolling right along, we're gonna get into our next issue here, okay? Yes, we are. Yeah, let's pull this on up. Per the inner body. All right, let me go ahead and put this source in the chat. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Tanisha Murdoch says that's crazy. Oh, it's going to get even crazier. So I am just getting started. Let me give y'all this next source here. I want people to be able to look up everything that I'm saying. This isn't a broadcast for anybody. I dare anybody try to challenge what I'm going to give you, because these are current numbers. I'm going to put this in here one more time, third time. These are current numbers I'm giving you. So when people start that Atlanta is the gay capital, HIV capital bullshit, we're going to look at what actually is said by professional sources. So I just put this article we're about to read here in the chat. Okay, per the inner body, the U.S. cities that have the highest STI rates. Oh, yeah, we're going to keep track of this. Our research team dives deep into the CDC's, not me, latest STI surveillance statistics and provides our analysis of current trends in 2025. As you see, this was last updated January 13th of 2025, okay? Oh, yeah, we're going to break this down, all the way down. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me direct your attention to the screen with this map. What you're going to see are the top 10 cities that have higher STI and HIV rates than Atlanta, Georgia, okay? Yeah. So, as you see, you got San Francisco on the map over here. You got Detroit, Michigan, St. Louis, Missouri, Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Memphis, Tennessee, Montgomery, Alabama, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and New Orleans, Louisiana. Damn, they got 2 of them. Notice you didn't see Atlanta, Georgia on here. Now, I'm not saying we don't have a problem. What I'm saying to you, and I'm about to show you, is these places that I just showed you have higher rates of infection with multiple diseases, including HIV and AIDS. And we're finna get into these numbers right the hell now. Oh, yes, we are. Make sure everybody can see this, all right? So, this is what we're finna do, all right? what we finna do here. And the article to everything I'm showing you is in the chat right there 3 times for this one. All right, because we're gonna go step by step. I'm gonna give you source after source. So we finna go through 25 cities. Okay. Oh yes, we finna go through 25 of them and look at their STI rate. So now, as you see, number 25, Tampa, Florida, STI cases per 100,000 of the population, 1,168. HIV cases, 501. Chlamydia cases, 14,969. Gonorrhea cases, oh my goodness, 6,349. Syphilis cases, 876. Oh no. Wait a minute. What's going on? Lord, be careful down there in Florida, y'all. Oh, we ain't done. We got some more cities to look at. We're going to look at all 25 of these on this list, and these are current numbers, all right? So, see, let me tell you something. A lot of people that's got so much to say, they're dealing with outdated information. We don't do that over here. Oh, we're not going to do that over here. We finna look at current information over here tonight. Number 24, Lexington, Kentucky. Oh, shit. STI cases per 100,000 of the population, 1,169. As far as, you know what I'm saying, there are total cases, HIV cases, 109, a little bit on that. Chlamydia cases, 2,919. Gonorrhea cases, 1,622. Syphilis cases, 223. Okay? Yeah, that's number 24 on the list. So we ain't done. Oh, no, because we're going to go through this entire list. Yes, we are. Oh, yes, we are. We're going to take a good look at what's going on across the country in real time with current information. And I dare anybody to dispute it because you can go look it up yourself. All right, some of y'all might want to pay attention to this. Okay, so now we're back here in Georgia. Savannah, Georgia is number 23 on the list. All right. And keep in mind now, we go through this whole list, we're going to see where Atlanta, Georgia is on it, okay, in current stats. STI cases total per 100,000 of the population, 1,174. HIV cases, 69. Ooh, I think that might be a lot higher, but hey, this is what they're saying. Chlamydia cases, 3,322. Gonorrhea cases, 1,511. Syphilis cases, 87. Okay, this is per what they have per reporting. Keep in mind, some of this stuff, hey, people don't report it. They can't measure what's not being reported. So we're just going off what they found, all right? So I just want to make sure I acknowledge that. All right, so number 23 was Savannah, Georgia. We're going to keep it rolling. We ain't done yet. Oh, no, we are not. We're going to keep it rolling. Yes, we are. 22, San Antonio, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look, take a look, take a look, take a look. All right? Y'all see these numbers, right? Oh, yeah. See, I could keep reading them. But I'm going to let y'all do that because the information in there. So what I'm going to do, we just going to scroll through, all right? I don't want to keep y'all too long here. We're just going to scroll through all these cities. That's number 22, San Antonio, Texas, all right? And again, if you want to read all of this, just check the links in the chat room, all right? Yeah, let's see what's next. Minneapolis, Minnesota is number 21. Damn, Minneapolis. Yep, what we got next here? Number 20, New York City, New York. Damn, New York. The Rotten Apple. Yep. Miami, Florida is number 19. Wow. Look at that. Let's keep going. We ain't done because we're going to go all the way to the top. Shreveport, Louisiana. Oh, no. Say it ain't so. Shreveport. Wow. Number 18. 17, Richmond, Virginia. Damn. Yep. Let's get to 16. Seattle, Washington. Okay. Yeah. We ain't done. Portland, Oregon is number 15. Okay. Yep. Get to 14. Columbia, South Carolina. All right. Not done yet. Cleveland, Ohio, number 13. Yep. Number 12, Jackson, Mississippi. All right. Yeah. Let's get to number 11. Mobile, Alabama. Notice you ain't seen Atlanta yet, right? Okay. San Francisco, California is number 10. Oh, we're getting in that top 10 now, ain't we? Number 9, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Still no Atlanta. Number 8, St. Louis, Missouri. Damn. Or maybe Atlanta be in here somewhere. We'll get there. Number 7, Washington, D.C. Well, let's get to number 6. New Orleans, Louisiana, number 6. Damn. Getting in that top 5, ain't we? Baltimore, Maryland. Still no Atlanta? Oh, holy shit. Number 4, Memphis, Tennessee. Well, surely Atlanta's in the top 3, right? We'll get. Okay. But number 3, Montgomery, Alabama. Well, maybe it's in the top 2. And maybe then. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Oh, well, shit. Well, surely Atlanta has to be number 1, right? Well, what's number 1? Detroit, Michigan. Well, damn. Ladies and gentlemen, did you see Atlanta, Georgia anywhere on the list? And again, this is 2025 stats. This is per the CDC's numbers. I have given you the link. If anybody needs me to put any of the links to my sources in there, again, just let me know and I will make sure you have all this information available. Fact of business, I will post it again in the community that we have over here in Black Ocean Zone 2 or on the main, that page if you need to see this. We're not done though. Oh no, we are not done because I told you, I'm going to put this bullshit to bed once and for all. Okay. Oh, yes, I am. Because, see, I don't like liars. I was raised in a family full of liars. I don't like thieves. Okay. That's not how I was raised. And I don't like people lying on where I'm from. So we're going to get into some further things that people need to be concerned about while they're talking about Atlanta. Again, this is going to be current information that we're about to check out. So I'm going to let y'all check out some more things here. And then we're going to be stopping it briefly to thoroughly address all this bullshit and keep debunking the so-called gay capital, HIV capital, et cetera, et cetera. Let's get into it.
Houston is facing a quiet crisis, rising rates of HIV and STIs, especially in communities of color.
And now the very services meant to protect vulnerable residents are being scaled back as federal funding really hangs in limbo. HIV, a virus we know how to prevent, is up 17%, and syphilis cases in Harris County are up 125% since 2016. Hotspots include Montrose, downtown Houston, Kashmir Gardens, and OST South Union. And now some community clinics say they've had to pause their free testing just as infections are rising. KPRC2's Ricky Munoz has more.
Earlier this year, we reported on HIV cases rising, especially in areas like Montrose, a community where free testing has been a lifeline. Now, some of these programs are being put on pause, causing many people to put their health on hold.
I've been living with HIV for 30 years now. Everyone I knew with HIV died. And without access to these programs, our lifespan may not be like it is today. It could be severely jeopardized because you don't have access to medications or medical treatment.
Texas is bracing for $119 million in federal cuts, including $25.5 million for HIV prevention, treatment, and emergency preparedness. Harris County is above the state average on increases on the rate of HIV infections. Now, with these potential cuts, what's going to happen?
Well, people are not going to get tested. People are going to test either late. The idea is to test earlier and sooner so that way you are enrolled and prescribed treatment a lot sooner. We want to end the HIV epidemic.
Why are these free programs or free testing so important, do you think, for Houston?
You have to meet the people where they are at. They will not come to you sometimes. Out in the community, you need health promoters to go out there and talk and educate.
If I'm the person who lives paycheck by paycheck and I depend on these testing facilities, where do I go next?
Good question. It'll be very difficult to navigate the system to find opportunities where you can find an agency that does have philanthropic funds. The retail price of HIV medications for 3 months is about $16,000. We do have great referrals among the agencies. Some agencies do work well together, and finding, navigating someone to get that test is super important.
The most impacted clinics serve uninsured, LGBTQ+, and minority residents, many in zip codes seeing the highest infection spikes.
We have programs that can help them get access to condoms, PrEP, lots of things. Without access to these programs, our lifespan may not be like it is today.
Quick question, family. Did y'all hear all that okay, or do I need to play some of that back? Because it looked like there might have been a signal issue on my end. So do I need to run that back slightly there? Did y'all miss anything? Because see, I want everybody to have all the up-to-date information, or everybody that's got so much to say about Atlanta, Georgia, they need to be looking where they're at. Because see, we're finna run through a couple of cities of some people that have so much to say about my city. Because see, you know, we got to make sure that people are concerned about where they are if they got their eyes cast so far away from what's around them, okay? So do I need to run it back real quick, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know, because if y'all miss any of this information, I want y'all to get this. I want y'all to get this. This is very important. People need to be aware of this type of information, okay? Everything ain't all over here in Atlanta, contrary to popular bullshit belief, okay? Do I need to run things back? Let me know in the chat. Yes, no. All right, because I want to make sure everybody can see this, okay? So Tanisha Murdoch says run it back a little bit. Okay, let me take that back a little bit, all right? Because I want to make sure that no information was missed. So we'll run it back to about here, all right? All right, so we're going to let this play, and then we're going to get into some further things about what's going on around the country in real time with real information.
You have to meet the people where they are at. They will not come to you sometimes. Out in the community, you need health promoters to go out there and talk and educate.
If I'm the person who lives paycheck by paycheck and I depend on these testing facilities, where do I go next?
Good question. It'll be very difficult to navigate the system to find opportunities where you can find an agency that does have philanthropic funds. The retail price of HIV medications for 3 months is about $16,000. We do have great referrals among the agencies. Some agencies do work well together, and finding, navigating someone to get that test is super important.
The most impacted clinics serve uninsured, LGBTQ+, and minority residents, many in zip codes seeing the highest infection spikes.
We have programs that can help them get access to condoms, PrEP, lots of things. Without access to these programs, our lifespan may not be like it is today.
Now, I did reach out to the Houston Health Department and several clinics. Many refused to comment. Now, advocates say that if the federal funds start to dry up, it's time for city leaders to step up. Reporting in Montrose, I'm Ricky Munoz, KPRC 2 News.
New data shows
Okay, so you heard that particular report. We got another report I want y'all to listen to because, like I said, we have to do this work for the people to actually educate folks. And see, let me say this before I let this report play. I'm doing this so that those of you that hear that stupid propaganda don't get caught up into that. Know what the facts are, okay? One thing I believe in is giving people accurate information, not hearsay, not what somebody feel, not this one time at band camp story. This is a serious issue. People need to know what's actually going on, not a bunch of lies, not a bunch of propaganda, okay? So I'm going to let this next report play here. Let it continue.
HIV and sexually transmitted infection rates are climbing across Harris County. Some of the most impacted neighborhoods are right here in Houston.
Our Ricky Munoz spoke with healthcare professionals who say more testing, education, and access to treatment are the keys to turning around the trend.
Downtown, Montrose, and Sunnyside, all Houston neighborhoods topping the list of new HIV and STIs. Now, health officials say it's because of different factors. Why do you get tested?
I think there's a lot of misinformation that still holds true to some people. So I think a lot of people are afraid of knowing their status.
Recent data shows young adults, especially Black and Hispanic males and females, are being hit the hardest. The 15 to 35 age range makes up the bulk of new cases.
And Harris County is one of the top counties where there are the most cases of HIV. Some folks may not even have symptoms, right? And so they may be spreading this disease and this virus to other folks, and they may not even be aware that they're spreading it.
Now, let me stop to educate my audience on something. And if you have picked up, like I've often, recommended to people over the years, the book, How to Lie with Statistics, let me put you up on a dirty game they try to play. All right. When they say that, they doing that black and brown shit, that's something else we're going to have to really triple down on with delineation. Don't black and brown us. If you're going to talk about black people, talk about black people. You're going to talk about the so-called brown people classified as white, talk about them, okay? But let me put you up on a dirty trick they try to play. When they try to say, oh, the blacks are hit the hardest, this is what they'll do, okay? And I want y'all to pay attention and teach this to young people as well, okay? We're finna get into some basic percentage math, all right? What they do, if you have 50 white people in a particular room or whatever testing facility they got, and they find out 25 of them white people have HIV, AIDS, or whatever, all right? That would be half of that demographic. What they'll do with black people, if there's 2 black people in a room and one of them has that, they'll be like, oh, see, half the black population here has that, and that's not accurate. Do you see what I'm saying? Does everybody catch that? This is why we tell you when you hear all that per capita bullshit, that's the secret behind it right there. I'm going to say it yet again. Because it makes more sense. Look, let's just call it what it is. And I did this years ago on the main channel. Boy, they hated that shit. Boy, they tried to age restrict it and flag it, all of that stuff. I need to put that broadcast back up over here too, okay? Because I showed what all the white numbers were with all the HIV infections, okay? And I need to update that fact of business, okay? But more of them are here, so more of them have it. And we know how nasty they are without taking baths and a lot of the other nasty shit that I've shown y'all they like to do over the years, okay? So they definitely have more cases of HIV and AIDS and every damn thing else. But see, they use that little percentage trick where they'll take a large sample size of their people and then a small sample size of us and say, this represents half of all the black people in this area. They've been doing that shit for years with a lot of things. So when you hear that per capita, that's what they're talking about. Just want to put my people up on game on that. So let it continue.
Experts say stigma around testing, protection, and sexual health is keeping people from taking steps that could save lives.
What we're seeing is that these folks that are in these age groups, they're practicing more unsafe sex. They're practicing sex with multiple members.
But Harris County is responding. Legacy Community Health is one of several organizations ramping up resources, offering walk-in testing, financial support, and access to PrEP and PEP for prevention.
We do offer free confidential testing, free visits. We offer free same-day walk-in appointments. So if anyone feels that because they don't have insurance, that may be a barrier, that is something that can be resolved by coming here.
As for those too nervous or embarrassed to get tested, nurses say there's no judgment, just help.
Just seeing the rising rate, specifically in our county more than anywhere in Texas, is really reason enough to want to know your status.
Legacy Community Health is one of many multiple locations offering help to people who want to get treated. We have the full list of testing locations on clicktohouston.com. Reporting in Montrose, Ricky Munoz, KPRC 2 News.
Sobering.
All right. So now you saw I read you from Legacy Health's particular website, some information. Again, if anybody needs those links and articles, just let me know and I will definitely readily provide them for you. But we're not done. We got to look at some other cases going on here because, see, look, let's say this. What I want people to understand, and I'm not just saying this about Atlanta, anywhere, do not rely upon outdated information. Make sure you separate fact from myth because a lot of our people have a bad habit of going off myth and outdated information and then just saying things because a bunch of people are saying it. See, one of the things I try to encourage my audience to do is think, okay? It's not illegal yet. They're working on it, but it's okay to think. So when you hear certain narratives repeated over and over, always ask yourself, well, what's the purpose of keep doing this over and over? Because you can tell when something's not in good faith. And then if you question further and say, okay, you said XYZ statement, can you prove what you're saying? See, everything I'm saying over here tonight, I've proven it, okay? I've proven what I say. I don't have no problem doing that, all right? So that's something I want to make sure that I remind my audience over here tonight. Let it continue.
Statistics tonight. New data from Harris County Health shows cases of HIV and other sexually transmitted infections are on the rise in our area and rising faster than anywhere else in Texas. Tonight, Matt Doherty looks at which parts of the city are seeing the highest rates of new cases. He joins us live tonight in West Houston. Matt?
Yeah, the study shows the rates of new cases are rising across the board, even among some diseases you may have thought were long gone.
HIV, syphilis, gonorrhea, chlamydia, all of those. So it's a big issue we have here in our community.
Legacy Health's Director of Health Navigation, Jill Johns, sits down to discuss what nobody wants to talk about.
A drip or a burning sensation when they pee or a discharge from their genitals.
Sexually transmitted infections.
Harris County and Houston in particular has been surpassing the rates of STIs in Texas.
Due to the lag for required reporting, the most recent data in the report covers the time period between 2016 and 2022. What it shows is alarming.
Between 2016 and 2022, the rates of syphilis in our area doubled, which is definitely concerning.
Here's a map of the zip codes where the rate of syphilis is the highest. Downtown, then Montrose, then the area near Old Spanish Trail. For chlamydia, the zip codes with the highest rates are the Medical Center area, LaPorte, and downtown.
Ages 15 to 24.
Then there's gonorrhea, which has an infection rate that is surging in the area of the Medical Center, followed by downtown and then Sunnyside. The highest rates of new HIV cases were seen in Montrose, followed by the Second Ward and then Setgast. Although the sexually transmitted infections are found in basically every demographic in Harris County, the study found that there is one population that is testing positive for them more frequently.
In particular, Black women. So Black women who are heterosexual are frequently getting STIs at a higher rate than other groups.
The best place to start is from a position.
Now, let me pause this, right? Because again, I want to point out accuracy over here, and I want to make you think about something. Notice that everything bad in this country, it's mostly the blacks. And we see that Captain Kirk found that out hard way. It's not the blacks. Sometimes it's your own people. Notice they don't ever talk about white women's HIV and AIDS infections like that. Y'all ever notice that, family? There's a reason for that too. And it should be quite obvious. They don't like showing anything or talking about anything that puts white people in a traumatic state of mind, even if it's the truth. You see, that's a rather puerile and childlike way of thinking, because if you have an actual problem, you need to deal with it for what it is. Don't deal with it by not talking about it or pretending that it's not as bad as it is, okay? That's something that children do. So that's the reason why they don't want to talk about things, and they condition their children and their entire society that, everything bad is black, okay? Black. Now, I'm going to deal with something else here, because they're talking about over here in Houston, but I'm going to deal with another myth I need to debunk regarding Atlanta, Georgia, okay? Because they found this out a couple of years ago when they did their findings on HIV cases down here. What they were determining was that a lot of the women down here that were considered black, and a lot of them were black immigrants, we just don't call it what it is, but there was some in the LBA community as well, so we just gonna say black women as a whole down here. They were discovering that a lot of the women were getting it, HIV and AIDS, but the men didn't have it in black Atlanta, okay? So now what does that mean? When you look at that, they're saying, well, damn, okay, if all the women are getting it and the men don't have it like that, what's going on? Let me tell you what was going on. And this is where a lot of them tether winches were a part of the problem. And I ain't gonna say none of our women in our lineage. A lot of them was going and laying up with these white men. Yes, we gonna talk about it. Yes, we were. God damn it. These motherfuckers was laying up with them white men. Yes, they were. And then Zaddy, I've shown you the broadcast over here. Go look up the broadcast called Gift Givers and Bug Chasers. Zaddy do some wild shit. He be with women, he be with men. Them the real down low motherfuckers, okay? They'll go and lay up with Zaddy, don't use no protection, get blasted off in, then you come back over into our community with your little sneaky links and you got the package with you, okay? So let me tell you something about why a lot of the brothers didn't have that. See, let me put you up on some game from an Atlanta, Georgia native that you won't hear from somebody that passed through or stayed in a hotel with their one time at band camp story. Down here, brothers that are heterosexual, we do not play about our health, okay, in any capacity. When we find out, no matter how attractive the woman is that you've been rolling over there with Zaddy, it's persona non grata. Those of us with sense, and that's the greater majority of us. And look, I can post the findings for what I'm talking about here, because a lot of y'all probably remember that from years ago. We know damn well that these white men be on all kind of shit down here, okay? We see them when they be rolling their ass over to the gay areas of the city. We're like, yeah. And if we see you kicking it with them, hey, brothers will warn each other down here like, hey, bro, hey, hold up. Let me pull your coattail, player. Oh, girl, yeah, she was kicking over there with the white boys. All right. So if you gonna do something, make sure you understand what you're doing. See, that's why men wasn't getting it. See, but you don't hear people talking about that. You know why? Because their asses are not from here and they don't know what the fuck is really going on. Okay? All that down low shit, that's bullshit. Heterosexual men down here are out the women. The women down here that are from here will tell you that. Notice I said from here. I ain't say transplants that come down here with them fucked up attitudes and then they leave like, damn, what's wrong with everybody? So then the go-to is because the men don't deal with your fucked up attitude, now the man is gay. No. Atlanta sisters don't have no problem getting the heterosexual men that do very well for ourselves down here. They don't. Okay? That's the truth. And trust me, I'm going to put together a little mini documentary on my city because I'm tired of people running their mouth and I'm tired of these disgruntled transplants that come down here and then leave because your fucked up attitude don't fit in. See, let me say this before we let this continue with this report. One of the things I've said over the years, when you come down here, you assimilate to our customs and our ways. You don't bring New York City with you and think that you're going to turn Atlanta into New York, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Texas, wherever. No, you in Atlanta, Georgia. You're going to do things how we do things. Now, if you don't like that, you can take your ass back to where the fuck you came from. That's how that going to go. And for the people that come down here, you want to have harmony and assimilate and get your business on, we don't have no problem with you, man. We accept and welcome everybody. This is why everybody was running down here during Freaknik. Let me tell you something before we let this continue. See, we talking facts from somebody that actually live here. The reason why people kept flocking down to Atlanta after they discovered Freaknik, it wasn't just the women. I know that's what the narrative is. Because, I've been to a couple of them. Yes, I told y'all I'm a reformed heathen. Okay, I admit that. Damn it. Those are some good times, by the way, too. Before all the craziness happened, the transplants fucked it up because Freaknik in the beginning, it started out as a college thing. And it was just, fellowship for college students and what have you. But, when the transplants started coming down here in the later years of it, 96, 97, then they started harassing the women. That's something we never did down here. Okay. We never did that down here. In the early days of that, man, women would tell you, man, wasn't nobody tripping off nothing. If you went to hook up with some guys or whatever, that was on you. But it wasn't nobody going to harm you. We don't have a culture of that down here like that. Okay. So what happened was a lot of people was coming over here from different states because Freaknik was world famous. Okay. It wasn't just people coming here from other states. And it wasn't all about sex, contrary to what any nerd may tell you, okay, that didn't even go to one. What happened was people were like, damn, man, black folks down here treat you like family. And this even extended to other races. Let me tell y'all something, man. One thing about black folks from all over the country in America, but definitely here in the South, a lot of people that are not used to how we party and have a good time and just have good fellowship, good food or what have you, if they've never experienced anything like that, it becomes addictive. So what you had was a lot of people that they were like, damn, man, I can't wait to come back down there. You know what I'm saying? That's what the city used to be. A lot of people were like, you know what? Hey, man, fuck that. Coming back and forth ain't gonna do it. Let me just go ahead and move over here. I'm cool. I'll go back and visit my folks, but this is where I want to make my home, okay? And for the most part, most people that come down here, they cool. But every now and again, you have that small percentage that think that they're gonna bring their ways and customs down here. And see, this is what doesn't make any sense about that. I don't care where you go, but speaking definitely for my city and my state. If you move because you didn't really like where you were from, well, why would you want to bring your bullshit customs and habits over here where we don't do that fucked up shit that you do? Over here, one of the things that throw people off, because I'm going to let this continue in a minute, but we're going to get it all straight. One of the things that throw people off across the state of Georgia, period, not just Atlanta. If we're in a grocery store at close proximity, we'll throw you a head nod or even greet you and speak to you. That's common down here. A lot of people aren't used to that because you're used to living in places where, oh my God, what did that mean? Somebody trying to do something to me. Nah, we don't live abnormally down here. Yeah, leaving the white folks. Hey, they don't know you. They're like, hey, how you doing? Good morning. Things of that nature. Okay. We call it speaking down here. We speak to one another. Okay. We greet people. So, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people are like, yeah, man, I'd rather come down here where people got some damn sense at And you know, hey, I'll go visit my family back home, but I'm gonna move here, make that my home. So that's why a lot of people still come here to this day. Despite the fucked up shit that the transplants do, Atlanta is really still like that, okay? It really is. And not just Atlanta. Most of Georgia is like that. You don't really have problems down here until you start some or go looking for them, okay? Because every place got problems. But for the most part, black folks down here treat you just like you family until you disrespect us. Let it continue.
Of knowledge. Legacy Health offers free and confidential HIV and STI testing and some results you can learn within minutes. In West Houston, I'm Matt Dorton, KHOU 11 News.
All right, we're not done yet. We're going to take a look at something else here that has a severe STI, STD, HIV, AIDS problem. We're gonna take a look at this. I want y'all to listen to this report. I'm going to let the greater majority of this play without interruption. And look, if you have any questions, if anybody need me to provide my sources again, all current information, 2025 over here, just let me know, okay? We putting the bullshit to rest tonight. Let it continue.
Louisiana has a serious problem with HIV infection. It's a public health emergency. And we've been identifying laws and policies that are actually fueling the epidemic rather than helping to control it.
I had a friend, she was very ill. She was withdrawing from heroin, and she went to 4 different pharmacies, got rejected as far as buying syringes, and then because she was so ill and so desperate, she ended up using a dirty syringe.
In Louisiana, possession of a syringe without a prescription is illegal. Now, this is a state that has 45,000 injection drug users. The state has one public syringe access program. It runs once a week for 2 hours on Friday.
You know, it's pretty hard to get up here for the 2-hour time frame that they're able to provide these. If there was more time that the clinic was open, more people would be able to receive treatment.
So here are some of the supplies that we offer them. These are Band-Aids. These are alcohol prep.
It's definitely a struggle for people to access clean needles. Definitely. This is the only place I go to for clean needles. It's the only place I know of to get clean needles. You can't buy them in the store, which I think is kind of stupid.
There's no question that having needle exchange clinics in communities where individuals are using intravenous drugs are incredibly important.
So now I'm playing this for y'all for a reason, because see, when it comes to HIV and AIDS transmission, a lot of times what I see in our community, a lot of people just relegate that to sexual activity. You also have to take into account what we're looking at here. People sharing these damn dirty needles that have these drug habits, and a lot of them have AIDS. And they bring that wherever they go, okay? They bring that wherever they go, especially in that LGBTQ community, okay? It affects both heterosexual and homosexual people, but when you combine that reckless LGBTQ lifestyle with the drug use, the same for a heterosexual person, you have a problem, all right? A lot of them end up in them situations because not only the drug addiction, they have an impulse control problem. They go out here and they gamble with their, personal health, and then they end up with the damn package, as we say down here, okay? So when they move, they bring all that crap with them, which is why I'm going to put you up on something else about Atlanta natives, all right? Let me tell you something. A lot of the transplants, because you saw that propaganda that little beanhead heifer was reading off that script, and somebody put up that bullshit, because if it was her own experience, she wouldn't need to read off a script. Let me tell you something about Atlanta natives. We don't really be quick to get involved with the transplants like that, because y'all don't think that when all them people started coming over here, we didn't notice a change and all them damn diseases coming over to our city when we didn't really have that problem. So for the most part, I'm just going to let you know, if you a transplant, yeah, it's going to take a while for people to get to know you. People going to be like, look, let me tell you how we do it over here. We don't do that, okay, you show me some outdated test results and you improve. No, Let's sit down, you log into yours and I'm going to log into mine, and let's see what the current, testing results are, okay? That's how we get down. Like, no, hold up. If anything intimate is going to happen, we got to make sure everybody is healthy, okay? See, we are not reckless like that over here, like these motherfuckers say. So a lot of times the transplants, whether it's the men or the women that come down here looking to date heterosexual people, they find that people are kind of cautious. People kind of slow roll things and be like, yeah, all right, you look good, that's cool, but I got to make sure I stay healthy. So let me find out about what's going on. Because, see, a lot of times, them folks will get mad when you bring that up. And, like, for me, I'm just going to speak for myself. And most Georgia natives are about the same way. But if we get to talking about our personal health and trying to make sure that, both of us are good and you get offended by that, yeah, you done kind of gave me the answer. I don't even need to see nothing at that point. I'm like, yeah, okay. Yep, you mad about that for a reason. What you trying to burn people with? All right, we call it now, you're trying to burn somebody. All right. So again, I'm just filling you in on something that people that don't live here would not know about how we carry on, because you actually have some people stupid enough to think they can stay in a hotel room or drive through a couple of times with their one can time at bank story. Now they experts on Atlanta, Georgia. They ain't been to no neighborhood over here. They don't know nobody. They don't hang out over here. They don't hang out over here. They don't go and mingle amongst the people so they can say they know the culture. And then when they are waltzing around in hotel rooms, that's where they stay, in that little area. You're not going to get to know this city or any city. You just stay basically in what are considered tourist areas. You don't, look, let me tell you something. I don't care where you go, Atlanta or wherever. You don't get to know a city or its place until you got relatives or friends in them neighborhoods and you're there, seeing how people live from day to day, seeing what their cultural norms are in those particular communities. Driving through a street or being able to name a street doesn't mean that you know anything about the people in that city, okay? So I just wanted to underscore that. But again, make sure y'all remember, when it comes to this particular transmission method of this disease, this is the one that's often overlooked. Dirty needles that are being shared in that drug use community. Then when you throw in reckless sexual behavior, then that creates a problem. And they take them problems wherever they go. Let's let it continue.
Without question, that HIV is very highly transmissible through used needles.
There are several underground syringe access programs, and they are doing the work that the public health authorities should be doing.
Typically, I bike ride for all of my exchanges, but we have been getting so many calls that usually there's one day a week where I borrow a car and just try to get out to all of them. Hi, I was forgetting if I was right to be on Barone.
And I work for the New Orleans Harm Reduction Network. We are all volunteer run. Most of our programming is distributing syringes to people who are using.
Yeah. We're real. I appreciate it, girl. Of course.
We do see a lot of people with HIV, hepatitis, and we just recognized a need with our community.
Syringe exchange programs are not legal in the state of Louisiana. So for 22 years, we've operated underground. And I say underground only because I can't just pull up in a car or a van and just set up and have people line up so they can get what they need.
Well, right now what I'm about to do, this is what I call one of my gatekeepers' house in the neighborhood. So I need to deliver her supplies for her to have for the neighborhood. Knock, knock. So how you doing today?
I'm doing fine.
All right, I got your supplies today, here. And I'm gonna give you the papers so I can show you, so you can know exactly how I want the papers did. If the police see me hand you a syringe or something, they wanna take me to jail. But all I'm trying to do is to save your life. A lot of times I have to sneak around to make sure my people have the supplies that they need. Then do 1, 2, 3, 4. The city don't care, somebody have to. And that somebody is us, we the advocates. You know what I'm saying? I'm the advocate for the community, for the people who the city done gave up on.
In other cities in the United States and globally, there are syringe access programs which ensure that injection drug users have clean needles to use. And in those cities that have those programs, they have been able to reduce the rates of HIV infection significantly.
A needle costs you 10 cents, but the overall lifetime cost of being on anti-HIV medications are upwards of $500,000.
It makes no sense that the state and the city are not choosing to make this very small upfront investment in people's health, because they are paying the consequences later on.
New information from
And you know, that was one report there dealing with the drug use and the AIDS crisis over there in Louisiana because of them shared needles. And the sister Tanisha Murdoch brought up a very good question. She says, do you think these exchange programs encourage more drug use? I'm gonna be honest with you, sister. It definitely is something they need to consider because, you know, instead of dealing with the heart of the issue, which is number one, making sure the drugs are not coming into those communities. Number two, making sure the people get proper treatment so that they are not addicted to that. Like you said, you know, if it was up to me, just passing out needles because they're clean, yeah, I'm like, that's putting a Band-Aid on the main issue. But you know, hey, that's too much like right. And unfortunately, you have some people that have their eyes focused currently over here on Atlanta, Georgia, but they live in these states and they don't do any broadcast programs talking about what's going on over there in their particular state and their community. But you know, hey, you know, these people tell you that they have so much common sense and they're so much smarter than everybody. We're not done yet. We're going to take a look at Florida here. This is the last one we're going to take a look at, ladies and gentlemen. This broadcast right here is one I want y'all to always refer back to. And again, if anybody needs any of the links to the sources or the things we reviewed, feel free to ask me anytime. I will put it over here. I will send it to you by inbox. I'm shutting all that bullshit down about Atlanta, Georgia. I might premiere this on the main channel too, but we definitely want to make sure that we deal with this tonight over here because it's been long overdue. We're going to let this report here play, and I want y'all to listen to this, especially if you live in the Florida area.
From the Centers for Disease Control show Florida now leads the nation in the number of new HIV cases. The CDC says that number for 2019 reached nearly 4,400.
News4Jax reporter Ashley Harding joining us now live. And Ashley, you spoke with a doctor who says the numbers are concerning.
Jennifer and Melanie, good morning to you both. Yes, that doctor is with Can Community Health, and he says while HIV numbers are always a concern, the reality is he says the numbers have been steadily declining for many years here in Florida, but he says Duval County still has one of the highest rates.
While the CDC's new report shows Florida leads the nation with the highest number of new HIV cases, it also shows the Sunshine State has 23.7 cases overall per 100,000 people.
I want y'all to take a good look at that. Look at these numbers, okay? You see the District of Columbia there, DC. Look at the numbers. Now you see Georgia right below there, right? But again, you hear what they're telling you, all right? And this was just a couple of years ago, and you won't find much of a difference today in the current numbers, all right? So I'm showing you all this stuff, Atlanta. Yeah, if it was that way, we would see the numbers up there where all these top cities are, all right? And I'm not saying that we don't have it. Let me reiterate that because some people will hear this. You said that they have, because, you know, people have poor comprehension. You said that they ain't got none of that. No. I'm saying it's nowhere near as bad as these exaggerations have been by all these people with these goofy ass one time at band camp stories. That's what I'm saying, okay? See, accurate information does matter, all right? It's one thing to crack a joke. You can crack all the jokes you want. But when we start to look at reality and you start trying to make a joke reality, A capital, HIV capital, okay, yeah, that's not what things show. And look, when I do that little mini documentary, I'm going to be talking to people out there on the street. I'm going to let y'all see that. And I'm going to repeat some of the stuff that I hear people saying from other places. And most of the people down here, the men and women, and look, even the transplants will tell the truth. Like, no, ain't nobody having no problem finding heterosexual people down here, men or women, okay? Ain't nobody having problem with, oh my God, I was dating somebody and they were down low. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something before I let this report continue. The one thing about the gay community down here that I've noticed, I don't care whether they native gay people down here in Atlanta or transplants. They don't really flip-flop like that. And look, I'm going to tell you something that I've heard them say, and I'm going to tell you something that many of them will complain about. This you mostly hear with the women that are lesbians or think they want to be. They don't take too kindly to people that's trying to dip one side or the other. They're like, nope, if you're going to come over here, you're going to be over here with us, or you're going to go over there with the heterosexual people, okay? But you're not going to do this hopscotch back and forth. They really take offense to that. Believe it or not, I've heard the same thing from the LGBTQ men down here. They're like, hey, nah, bro, If you still fooling with, as they call it, fish, okay, give me all the fish that I can eat. Okay, I'm a seafood man myself. I love clean, healthy seafood, but they don't like fish, okay? I'm just saying what they've said. They don't like dudes that, okay, you gonna tiptoe and sneak to go see them, but then you going back to live with that woman. Nah, they don't. Look, the gay community down here, they're pretty much straightforward. They're like, hey, listen, if you're gonna be over here, man, don't be playing around. This is what you on. Hey, let them do what they do over there in the straight community. We do what we do over here in the gay community. That's really how it is. It is very segregated down here with that. But see, you wouldn't hear that from somebody that just come through. Oh my God, I seen a gay person in Atlanta. Woo! Look at all these gay people. Yeah, they're here. Just like in your city, they're here. What we supposed to do? Harass them and run them out of here? Man, if they not fucking with us or bothering us no kind of way, we don't harass these people. We don't talk disparagingly about them. I'm gonna tell you something you'll never really see. Unless it's two people roasting each other or they get into it or whatever, we don't run around here, man, look at these F words down here. We don't do that. We don't be calling them out their name or harassing them. Hey, man, as long as they don't bother us, man, we live and let live. That's how we do it down here. This is why a lot of people come down and be like, okay, where I'm from, they messing with me because of my orientation. You come down here, you don't bother nobody, you're going to be cool. And the gay community, once they experience that down here, they talk and tell other people, hey, man, if you're going to come over here and you don't want to be harassed, come on down here to Atlanta. These folks, man, as long as you don't come down here with no bullshit and you don't bother them, you're going to be cool. Plus, you're going to make good money, okay? That's the truth of the matter. That nerds, that's where they got all the sense, won't tell you, okay? See, so now, tonight, with this broadcast, before I let this continue here and finish up, you tell me the next time that you hear that, who does it sound like makes more sense? What I'm saying or what these people that only visit here are saying? So let it continue.
Compare that to 13.2 for all of the U.S.
Is there still a stigma attached to this?
There's a huge stigma attached to this.
Dr. Mohammed Reza is the medical director for Can Community Health's Jacksonville Clinic.
The fact that this is a virus that can infect anybody, man, woman, that's the reality. And we also saw this with COVID, this kind of stigma that I don't want other people to know that I have it.
Dr. Reza says Duval County has the 4th highest rate of HIV cases in the state, and he says our numbers for positive test results stands at 29.2 out of every 100,000 people. He also says this disproportionately impacts minorities.
People that are that are white, it's about 9.6 out of 100,000, whereas if you're African American, it's a whopping 58.3 per 100,000. We've seen this across.
Again, with that trick, I want you to remember, this is why we always tell you, and I'm not the only person that said this, you need to know what the whole numbers are. When they get to talking these percentages, what they do, they go and have like a large sample size of white people, and then they'll go and get a small sample size of black people. Like I said, if it's 2 black people and they test, hey, 50% of the black community got this, they'll extrapolate that towards the whole community. They don't get equal sample sizes, okay? That's a dirty trick. Now, yes, if you have one black person that has it and the other person doesn't, that is 50%, but it doesn't compare to if they have 50 white people and then 25 of them have it, okay, and that's 50% of them. You see what I'm saying? Again, get that book, How to Lie with Statistics. This is why I keep telling people to get that book. All black people need to have it so that not only you understand how they lie about percentages when it comes to diseases, but about everything across the board. Very good read, okay? Very good read. That should be on the shelf of all black households, in my opinion. So just remember that. I just wanted to reiterate that point. Let's let it finish up here.
The country and across Florida.
Dr. Reza says that's why testing, education, and prevention are so important.
One thing health officials want to get out there is that medication is available. Descovy and Travad are both once-a-day pills that are very effective at preventing HIV. Dr. Reza says it's very similar to women's once-a-day birth control.
In the end, regular testing will make all the difference.
If you don't get tested, if you don't find out your status, you just don't know. And this virus can last in a person's body for months to years.
And free testing is available at Can Community Health and at clinics throughout Jacksonville. To learn more information, we are posting that on our website, news4jax.com. Live this morning, Ashley Harding, Channel 4, the local station.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now you have accurate information on what's going on with these particular diseases in this country, and you see that Atlanta, Georgia is not at the top of the list per the current information, okay? Regardless of all the goofball shit that people have said, a lot of it is out of jealousy. A lot of it, let me add this too as we close here tonight. A lot of it on both ends, the male and the female, they come down here, again, it's most of their attitudes, and they're thinking that, I'm just gonna clean up down here. And then most people like, nah, man, we're not kind of feeling that funky attitude. See, let me tell you something, man. You need to understand where you're going as far as dealing with the people. If you the type of motherfucker where you got a fucked up attitude, whether you're male or female, you need to go where that's going to be tolerated. You need to take yourself up to New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia, Chicago. Hey, it's common to be rude over in them places. We don't play that shit down here. If you a rude motherfucker with no home training, you ain't going to do well in no place in Georgia, especially not Atlanta. Not around black folks. Now, you might can find some white people to blend in with that, but you're going to miss that because, listen, everything live about this state and this city is black, okay? Even the white folks down here know that. They know that. A lot of people have asked, well, regarding Atlanta, even though we definitely have our problems with these fucking Democrats down here, a lot of people wonder, well, why hadn't they really just tried to take it over? Why isn't, Atlanta a Republican, led city just like the rest of most of the areas in Georgia? Let me tell you something, man. White people have this begrudging schizophrenia towards us. They know that that's pretty much the livest city, okay, in this state. And it wouldn't be that way because they, if they ran things, it would be boring as hell. So that's kind of really why they don't mess with Atlanta like that. You know what I'm saying? As far as like trying to take it over. Now, don't get me wrong. They're trying to put a little gentrification and all of that. But we're going to make sure that we stick together and fight back against that over here. We will definitely be keeping Atlanta black, all right? So the crisis that y'all been hearing about with all this other stuff and everything, I've shown y'all how a lot of that is bullshit tonight regarding the whole gay capital, HIV, AIDS capital, all that bullshit, okay? Again, I'm going to close it with this. If you go anywhere looking for anything hard enough, you're going to find it, all right? But I've given you all the verifiable facts over here tonight about my city. And like I said, I'm going to be taking the time. If I don't get started on that next month, definitely I'm going to get that to y'all, that documentary, that mini documentary. So be on the lookout for that. I'll probably premiere it over here on Patreon first. Y'all will be the first ones to see it once I get everything together. But we're going to start telling the truth about that because, see, all these lies, let me tell y'all something in closing here also. A lot of times, those of us from Georgia, we have our shit together down here, okay? And if we doing what we need to do down here, living good lives, we just let a lot of that shit roll off. Like, yeah, man, whatever. They hate again. Everybody trying to hear it. But see, it get to a point where a brother like me, if I hear it, I'm like, all right, that's enough of that bullshit. Let's go ahead and debunk this with some facts, okay? So I've given y'all that over here tonight. Salute to all my Patreon subscribers. Okay, I see we got a couple more new people coming over here. A lot of people are starting to find the main channel and everything. We got a lot of decent content coming up. And we will definitely be discussing Captain Kirk since he's got beamed up now by his own people, okay? So remember, we are a great and mighty people. Take care of yourselves. Salute to you. Black first. Be safe. And I will see you all in future content.